once again to another episode of The Manosphere. I am your host, Will Martel. And if you get the opportunity, please like, comment, share, and of course, subscribe. And pretty soon I'll be taking consultation. Please go for further information at coachwillmartel28@gmail.com. Okay, boys and girls, the subject I was asked to do today is concerning relationships and dating in the workplace. Okay, here is what I really think about it. I don't really think that you should go after it. I don't think that it's recommended. Okay, I said it. I don't really think it's recommended because of this. There are things that happen in relationships where you might not see eye to eye. There might be a disagreement, might be an argument. So, if one of those people don't know how to separate being at work and discussing personal things at work versus discussing things on your off time when you're together, it's like mixing oil and water. Because if one person has an idea on how to handle a situation and separating work and your personal life, well, this is a recipe for disaster. Okay, because if you should ever break up, and I've seen it, and I seen it probably about a year or so ago, where these two people, mutual, friends of mine, work friends, that actually got out and they dated each other, and it seemed to had gone well for the most part, but then something happened. Okay, and for whatever reason the relationship didn't work out, and now I think until this very day neither one of them even talk to each other. So not only was a relationship lost, but a friendship was destroyed in the process. Now, regular relationships, you're really able to walk away from it and never look back. But in this case, you have to go to work to make a living for yourself. And if there is someone that you work with that you had something going on with, if there's not an understanding how to separate one from the other, like I said, it's a recipe for disaster. Okay? And it is a very, very sticky situation to get involved in if people don't know how to be adult about it. Okay, so here's the thing. I've even heard stories that if a relationship didn't work out, the one person went and got the other person fired. No. This is why I said you have to be very, very careful with the understanding that you have with each other. So, dating in the workplace, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, okay? And I'm just being 100 about this. Now, I don't recommend it. I'm not against it. But you have to know going in and going forward what you're going to be faced with, okay? And what could potentially happen if there is an end in sight to this thing. And I will just say this. You have to approach this in a way where you tell the other person, hey, look, this is cool, but discussing things at work is one thing, but discussing things in your off time is another thing. So what do I mean by that? I mean, do not discuss your personal stuff at work. If you are in a relationship with this person, number one, you make sure that that other person knows full well that you don't like your business, meaning the both of you don't like your business out on the street, and to not go and discuss your relationship with anybody else at the job, okay? Because what's going to happen is you're going to have 20 and 30 and 40 people involved in your relationship. They know everything about it. They know what you do, what you don't do, and things like that. And that, my friends, is very uncomfortable, okay? And if the other person feels like that they have to bring a whole bunch of people into your relationship, it's time to end it. And I'm just being 100 about it, okay? It is time to let it go. Because that person, the other person, does not have any boundaries as far as being quiet about what goes on between the two of you. And the last thing you need, and I went through it, okay? The last thing you need is to be approached by someone you don't even talk to on the outside of the situation, meaning outside of work. The last thing you want is to be approached by the person that you don't talk to outside of it, asking you what's going on with you and such and such. You don't need that, okay? Working 8 to 10 hours a day is hard enough. But when you have to put personal stuff with that, and you got 30 and 40 people involved in your business, that's a no-no. That is a no-no. And Coach, and I hate to talk in third person, but Coach Will Martel says that if the other person does not understand boundaries within this courtship, within this relationship, and you work with them and they don't understand boundaries, meaning your business outside of the workplace is your business and not everyone else's. If they do not understand that, it is time to cut them loose. Okay? So, like I said at the top of this video, do I think it's a good idea? No. Do things happen? Yes. Okay? And if these things do happen where you happen to like somebody and you happen to hook up with them and things like that, just have an understanding in between you two that your relationship is your relationship and your work relationship is your work relationship. These two cannot come together, but if they do come together, it can be very catastrophic. Okay? Just being honest. Okay, so if you like this content, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next week with more content and more of the Manosphere. Until then, remember, every day above ground is a good day.